Is that something that you see with your patients? Why do you think that delay occurs?
The problem is with endometriosis, and actually anything in your tummy area, is that there are lots of different organs. So you might end up getting referred, or the channel by which you access care might be a gastroenterologist rather than a gynecologist, for example. So, on average, endometriosis takes 7 years to be diagnosed. In my experience, it's been 10 years. I've seen some patients who's been up to 14 or 15 years, unfortunately. Because with every chronic condition where there are lots of different symptoms, there's not a diagnostic test either. It makes it really challenging to diagnose it. And until fairly recently, nobody knew what endometriosis was. They could barely say the word, let alone actually understand it. Thankfully, there's been a lot more awareness about it, which I'm really happy to see. But those are just a few of the challenges when it comes to endometriosis diagnosis.
How close do you think we are to a test?
So there is a saliva test, for example, which it's actually available, but it needs to be validated a little bit more. There is also another test. They're actually using it for cervical cancer, where you take a swab. But there has been some suggestion that similarly, you could use a similar test like that actually to test for endometriosis. And there is also some people that are looking at screening of our menstrual blood, and that might be useful to detect, for example, endometriosis. So there are definitely ways forward. For me, though, you're still going to initiate treatment anyway if they're in pain or if they've got symptoms that are impacting on their quality of life. So I think it is very important to have a diagnostic test, and hopefully that will be in development and on the market. But nowadays also we've got ultrasound scan and MRI. Whilst this can miss endometriosis, particularly in more superficial disease, we are getting much better at picking up endometriosis on imaging. And I suspect in the future there's going to be more AI use detection of reading out MRI reports or reading the pictures from MRI, which will allow us to validate diagnosis of endometriosis a lot more.